Top 5 Worst Leaders in the World of Warcraft. Number 5. The Unprepared High Tinker Jelbin Mechatork. Although the High Tinker Jelbin Mechatork has been regarded and honored as a skillful leader, Mechatork holds on his shoulders the weight of the fall of Gnome Regan, the home of the gnomes. The invasion of the Trogs upon Gnome Regan caught the High Tinker Mechatork off guard, so at the advice of his top advisor, Meatgynir Psychothermoplug, he commanded that they flood Gnome Regan with radiation. The radiation killed off most of the Trogs, and staved off the invasion of the Trogs for a little while. Unfortunately, it also killed off many of the gnomes, and the gnomes that did survive the radiation became leper gnomes. In fact, there were more gnomes that were killed by the radiation set off by Mechatork than there were Trogs. Even though the High Tinker Jelbin Mechatork still tries to find ways to regain his city, and was even in the front lines of the assault on the Broken Shore, Mechatork still hasn't regained control over Gnome Regan, and the gnomes still haven't gotten their home back. Number 4. The Underwhelming Shadow Hunter Vol'jin. Vol'jin was made War Chief of the Horde by the ex-War Chief of the Horde Shaman Extraordinaire, Thrall himself, or as he is currently known as, Green Jesus. In the presence of all of the Horde leaders, and they all bowed down and accepted him as War Chief. Under his leadership, the Horde stormed the Dark Portal to Draenor and fought against the Iron Horde. As War Chief, he fought valiantly on the Broken Shore, then was mortally wounded by a nameless Felguard. Granted, Varian Wrynn, the King of the Alliance, was also impaled by a nameless Felguard, but he also plowed through a legion, pun intended, of Felguards after taking down a Fel Reaver, giving the Alliance time to escape. Throughout these two major events, Vol'jin himself played a very small role. In Warlords of Draenor he sat in Orgrimmar, and periodically congratulated you for building up your garrison, while you, the hero, and Erotan ultimately led the Horde revolt against the Iron Horde. On the Broken Shore, while Vol'jin was present, it was Lady Sylvanas in the spotlight leading the Horde against the Burning Legion. Number 3. The Unknown Lor'themar Theron, Regent Lord of Kulthalas. Who is he? And what is he doing? Unknown, that's who. Number 2. The Undead Arthas-Menethil, the Lich King. Prince Arthas-Menethil grew up in a world at war, became a paladin of the Knights of the Silver Hand, and eventually lead some of the battles against the Horde, becoming a hero of Lord Aaron. But after seeing his people being turned into zombies by plague-infested supplies, and nearly dying to fight these zombies off, Arthas made it his personal duty to prevent this from happening again, and this meant the culling of Stratholme, and Arthas' fall from glory. Arthas-Menethil went on to betraying his fellow paladins, killing some of them, and also killing the Ranger General of Silvermoon at the time, Sylvanas Windrunner, turning her into the Banshee that she is now. Relentlessly pursuing the cursed rune blade, Frostmourne, in a twisted quest to save his people from the Dread Lord, Mal'Ganis. He eventually got a hold of Frostmourne and used it to kill the Dread Lord, but also used it to kill his father, Terranos, King of Lord Aaron, and take up his place as king. Number 1. The Unsatiable Trade Prince Gallywix. By far, the worst faction leader in the World of Warcraft, is the infamous Trade Prince Jaster Gallywix, whose thirst for money and power made him not only hated by his own race, but was outright rejected and on the verge of losing his place as leader of the goblins. In fact, in the goblin starting zone of Kazan, none of the goblins had anything good to say about Jaster Gallywix being the trade prince, rather they all had expected you, the hero, to be the next trade prince. While you were out helping your fellow goblins around, cousin, Gallywix roamed around on his awesome mechanical quadruped mount, which would be awesome if Blizzard would turn into an attainable mount for players to ride into battle on or RP walk down the streets of Stormwind, making other players spend 3 hours of their life slaving over a hot stove, flipping burgers, just to buy one for themselves and find out just a few months later that Blizzard is selling it for 75% less for Cyber Monday. So they nerd rage at their computers, and cry at hours of their life lost because they bought the mount for full price instead of waiting for the inevitable discount that happens every year without missing a beat, then wipe the salty tears from their eyes with a cheeseburger bun and log on to WoW for raid night. But I digress. Where was I? Oh yeah. Gallywix roamed around on his mechanical quadruped mount, spreading fear and forcing his own people into slave labor. Unfortunately, Deathwing's arrival during the Cataclysm caused Mount Kayaro to erupt and spew molten lava all over Kazan, forcing the goblins to flee their island. Fortunately for Gallywix, the only way off of the island was through the only ship left, which was owned by Trade Prince Jaster Gallywix himself. Instead of saving his people, he bribed them of their life savings to ride on his ship, and planned to sell them off as slaves. Now, even while the Burning Legion is invading Azeroth, instead of helping, Gallywix sits in a spa in his mountaintop resort overlooking Ashera, continuing his tyrannical reign as leader of the Bilgewater Cartel. Thank you for watching another episode of WoW Top 5. Please, like, comment, and subscribe.